Alright guys, today we're doing our Flashback Friday on the difference between elements, molecules, and compounds. So if you haven't already, just find a scratch piece of paper and we're going to jot some of this stuff down. Pause it if you need to, get your paper. So the first thing, let's just write a basic definition for these things. So if you're still confused on these definitions might not make a lot of sense yet, but we're going to do several examples and hopefully it'll make some more sense here in a minute. So let's start super simple. What is an element? An element is a pure substance made of only one kind of atom. So like if you had a gold bar, a bar made of nothing but gold atoms, that would be an element. It's pure, it's only one kind. If you were using rocket fuel, like for the space shuttle, that rocket fuel is mostly hydrogen. It's all hydrogen. That's an element. It's one kind of atom. Then we have molecule. A molecule is a substance made of more than one atom. So if it's a substance that's made of more than one atom, they can be the same atom, they can be different atoms. If it's more than one, it's a molecule. H2O, CO2, NaH3, okay? These kinds of things are molecules. They're more than one atom. Then you have compound. A compound is a substance made of more than one kind of atom. Underline the word kind. So if, like with some of the previous examples I said, if I have like H2O, I have H and I have O. Those are two different kinds of atoms. So H2O would actually be a molecule and a compound. If I had like H2, just H2, that's hydrogen gas, that would be an element and a molecule, but not a compound because it's only one kind. I'm going to do some examples here in just a second. So if you need to pause and finish writing these down, you may. Next, we're going to look at a Venn diagram. So go ahead and draw a Venn diagram very similar to this. We have three sections. One section for things that are just elements, one section for things that are just molecules, one for just compounds, and then areas in between would be combinations of them. And so off to the side, I'm just going to write a few things. Okay, so these are going to be like my options. These are things I'm going to try to fit into the Venn diagram. So if I'm looking at just O, this is just oxygen, it's only one atom of oxygen, it has no subscript on it, then this is a pure element only. So O by itself, it's only one kind of atom. If I jump down to O3, now I have three oxygens, but I only have one kind. So it is an element, but if you look back at the definition, I also have more than one atom. I have three atoms of oxygen. That makes it a molecule as well. So it is both an element and a molecule. So I'm going to put it here. But if I go back up to like H2O, I have two H's and one O. That's more than one atom, so it is a molecule, but it's two kinds, H's and O's. So that makes it fit under the definition of compound. And because it's both more than one atom and more than one kind, I'm going to put it here, H2O. Jump down to H2. Think about it for just a second. Look at the examples we've already got up on the board. Where would it fit? I only see one kind, so that makes it an element. But I see more than one atom, So that makes it a molecule as well. So it's going to be between element and molecule. NaCl, this is a lowercase l. Remember, capital L has that, okay? And I has the two crossbars like this, okay? So this is a lowercase l. NaCl is table salt, sodium chloride. I see Na, I see Cl. I see two kinds of atoms. I see more than one atom. So this is both a compound and a molecule. NH3, I see 4 total atoms, 3 H's, 1 N. I see N as a kind, H as a kind, so I have more than one atom, I have more than one kind. It's both molecule and compound. And then last but not least, CO2. I see carbon, I see oxygen, that's more than one kind, and it's more than one atom. Squeeze that in right here, CO2. Now, out of all of these examples, these are relatively simple, but you can imagine them going further to like C6H12O6, something more complicated. These things only fit into basically these 3 spots. If it's a compound, it's also going to be a molecule. All compounds are molecules, but not all molecules are compounds. Some molecules are elements. And you only have just a few examples of just pure elements. Now at this point, go ahead and pause here, try the card sort activity, pause, and I'm going to show you the key, and when you're ready for the key, unpause.